Before starting the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you are new to my channel. It really motivates me to keep on creating anime recaps for you guys. The story continues with Kane having coffee with the man from before, and he mentions that he has heard about Kane from Xenom and the others. The man then introduces himself as Yuya Tera Hirasawa, and Kane recognizes him as the first king of Esfort. He mentions that Esfort was founded 300 years ago, and he wonders if Yuya is a ghost. Yuya mentions that Kane can use judgment to find that out, and Kane checks Yuya's stats. He finds out that Yuya is the god of creation, and Yuya mentions that this world is called Fab Neil, and he is the one who created it. Because of this, he still looks the same even after 300 years, and Kane can't believe this. Yuya then explains that he brought Kane here because Xenom and the others wanted him to train Kane. Kane thinks that he already has a hard time with the strength he is right now, but Yuya tells Kane to try to take a cookie from him. Kane tries to take the cookie, but he can't do it. Kane then wonders why he needs to be that strong, and Yuya states that there is someone that Kane needs to fight. He explains that it's someone who made people fight and kill each other 300 years ago, and Kane wonders how someone can do that. Yuya states that he used an oracle to sow distrust of other countries in everyone's subconsciousness, and he is called Aaron the evil god. He mentions that his companions and him managed to seal Aaron 300 years ago, but recently the seal has started to loosen, and if nothing is done, Aaron will be resurrected. Kane wonders why Yuya can't just seal him again, and Yuya states that he is a god of this world now, and he can't interfere with Xenom's world. Yuya mentions that Kane's previous life is also related to this, and Kane asks him what he means. Yuya then teleports him to the ocean, and he mentions that from this point he is his teacher, and he will tell him more about this when he reaches the mansion where they just met. He explains that Kane can't use teleportation magic, and he states that he needs to be at least level 600 if he wants to stand a chance against Aaron. Kane thinks that he is at level 300 right now, and Yuya states that this might take some time. Kane wonders what he is going to do about school till then, and Yuya informs him that time flows differently here, and 1 year here equals to a day in his world. Yuya then leaves, and Kane thinks that he has no choice but to do this. Kane then enters the forest, and within moments of entering it he encounters many monsters. Meanwhile, back at his world, Sylvie is worried about Kane, and Telestia and Silk are also looking for him. They mention that they can't find him either in the school or at his home, and Sylvie states that he has been missing from yesterday. She wonders if he was caught in some kind of accident, and Telestia states that Kane must be fine, because he is Kane. She states that she will wait for him here until he comes home, and we see that Kane is still fighting monsters. It has been too long, and Kane is filled with negativity. He wonders if he will ever be able to return home, and he thinks that he hasn't had a good sleep in months. He then hears a voice, and he heads towards it. He notices that the voice is coming from an injured beast, and he states that he is going to put him out of his misery. Kane then remembers that the entire reason he ended up here was because he was trying to protect someone, and he apologizes to the beast. He then tries to heal it, but he notices that he is out of magic, but he doesn't give up, and he forces the magic out of him. This makes Kane faint, and the beast protects him while he is unconscious. Kane then wakes up, and he notices that the beast was protecting him this entire time. He asks the beast if he is all alone, and he states that he is also alone right now, and he asks him if he would like to come with him. The beast agrees, and Kane names him Haku. Kane then continues on his quest to reach the mansion, and he thinks that thanks to Haku he regained something important, and he now knows that he can't give in, no matter how hard things get. The scene then cuts to Kane reaching the mansion, and Yuya welcomes him. He thinks that Kane has gotten bigger, and Kane states that it has been 4 years. Yuya then notices that Kane has a Fenrir with him, and he mentions that a Fenrir is a holy beast. Yuya can't believe that the Fenrir trusts him so much, and he mentions that Kane should form a contract with it. Yuya explains that forming a contract will let Kane summon Haku anytime he wants, and Kane forms a contract with him. Yuya then mentions that Kane's training is still not over, and he states that he will be training with Durain next. Kane then reminds Yuya that he has to first explain what he meant by Aaron being connected to his previous life, and Yuya mentions that they will talk about it. The scene then cuts to Kane training with Durain, and Durain defeats him with a single attack. Kane then wakes up in an unfamiliar place, and he goes downstairs. He is greeted by a lady, and she introduces herself as Ruri, Durain's wife, and she states that this is their house. Ruri then tells Kane that she will soon have some food ready, and Kane notices a baby dragon. He tries to befriend the dragon, but Haku gets jealous at this, and he picks a fight with it. Kane tries to stop the two of them from fighting, and Ruri then makes them stop by threatening them with food. The food is then ready, and Kane cries after eating it. Durain wonders if it's not good, and Kane states that it's delicious. He mentions that it's been forever since he ate something this good, and Durain remembers that Cain was in the wilderness for 4 years. Durain then tells him to eat his fill, and Ruri states that she will make more since Cain will be staying here for a while. Cain thinks that being treated this well reminds him of his home, and the scene cuts to Telestia and Silk learning how to cook in Cain's house. They think that they want to make Cain happy when he comes home, and Sylvie states that they should work harder as the road to cooking is very tough. The scene then changes to Cain training with Durain, and Durain thinks that Cain is doing well. He mentions that at first Cain couldn't even make it back to their house, and the story then goes forward in time by a year. Cain is still training with Durain, and he then remembers what Yuya told him about his relation with Aaron. Yuya told him that Aaron used to be the god of amusement in Xenom's world, and there are no games in their world because there is no longer a god of amusement. He explained that Aaron used an oracle to make innocent people participate in a death game, and as a result he was banished from the realm of gods. But if he comes back, then the death game will happen again, and everyone precious to Cain will get caught up in it. Cain thinks that he doesn't want that, and he wonders how he can stop Aaron. Yuya mentions that Cain can only stop him by getting stronger, and he tells Cain that Aaron is linked to Cain because the friends that Yuya failed to protect were Cain's parents when he was Shina Kazuya. He explains that his parents and him were summoned to this world at the same time, and the gods explained to them about Aaron, and they asked them to save the world from him, as they can't directly interfere with it. They gave him the crystal to seal Aaron, and Yuya then battled him with his friends, but Aaron was too powerful, and they couldn't even come close to hurting him. He then used magic to hurt Shina's mother Megumi, and even healing magic couldn't heal her wound. This made Shina's father angry, and he sacrificed his body to take a hold of Aaron, and Yuya managed to seal him in the crystal. Returning to the present, Cain defeats Durain, and Durain states that Cain's training is now over. Cain then goes back to Yuya's mansion, and he visits his father's and mother's grave, and Yuya tells him that they were always worried about him. He mentions that they were searching for a way to return to him, and Cain thanks them for always thinking about him. He also thanks Yuya for looking after his parents, and Yuya then asks Cain to try to take the cookie from him. Cain manages to take away the cookie, and Yuya thinks that Cain has gotten stronger. Cain states that this is all thanks to Yuya training him, and Yuya states that it was Cain's hard work which made him strong. Yuya then asks Cain if he would like to have some coffee, and Cain states that he can't as he has to hurry back to his world. Yuya then states that Cain can't go back looking like this, and he uses his magic to make Cain look the same as when he came here. He tells Cain to take Haku with him, and Durain states that he should also take the baby dragon with him. Cain forms a contract with the baby dragon, and he names him Jin, and he thanks his teachers for looking after him. Yuya then gives Cain a sword that he should deliver to the king, and Cain returns home. Durain thinks that Cain will one day be even stronger than the both of them, and Yuya agrees, and he mentions that Cain has a lot more to protect than either of them. At home, Sylvie, Telestia, and Silk are glad to see that Cain is back, and Telestia states that she had faith in Cain. Silk mentions that they learned how to make cookies while they waited for him, and Cain states that he likes cookies, and he starts to eat them while crying. The girls can't believe that Cain likes cookies this much, and Cain mentions that they are really good. The girls then welcome him home, and Cain thanks them for their warm welcome. Thanks for watching part 9, the rest of the parts will be on my channel. Please like and share the video if you enjoyed it, and make sure to hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell to keep getting new anime recap updates.